And in news coming in, sources are indicating that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi may offer to resign from their posts of Congress President and Vice President respectively, taking responsibility for the party's worst defeat. They may make this announcement at the CWC meeting scheduled for Monday. Maushmi has more details for us. Maushmi, go ahead.
Maruk, after the complete rout of the Congress party, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi did take responsibility yesterday while addressing a presser, and they did say that we are responsible for the performance of the party. But as far as accountability is concerned, now in closed corridors, the issue is being raised that who will actually be accountable, and if Rahul Gandhi and Sonia are responsible, then should they offer to resign? Now, you have a CWC meeting scheduled on Monday, and our sources say that they may offer to resign from their party post, taking full responsibility of the debacle.
Okay, Usher on the phone line with us. Usher, how serious do you think this offer is going to be taken by the Congress?
Well, what is expected is that the Congress leaders will say that this is a collective responsibility rather than the responsibility of the Congress President or the Congress Vice President. But yes, there would be a lot of questions which will be raised behind closed doors on Rahul Gandhi's office per se. What is being said is, and as we've been reporting on headlines today for the last couple of days, that since the exit polls came, that there is going to be an attack on the office of Rahul Gandhi, in the sense that there are non-political people who are holding key positions in his office, and the advisors, the role of the advisors of Rahul Gandhi. That is something which will come under close scrutiny, and that is something which the Congress party will try and avoid direct confrontation with the Congress Vice President. But yes, his office will come under severe attack.
Well, Usher, the first part of your answer, it's no surprise that the Congress is not going to take this seriously and ask for collective responsibility. That's how the Congress tradition has been when it comes to the Gandhis. But to the second part, where you're talking about the office of Rahul Gandhi, what powers really will the older leadership in the Congress party have vis-a-vis what Rahul does? Because from the understanding that most people have, it's really his writ that runs large.
Well, absolutely. What we've seen in the last couple of months, the Congress Vice President has started playing a bigger and important role in the functioning of the Congress party. And the files and all were constantly being sent through the Congress Vice President, the noting, the entire conceptualization, the campaign. Now, since all that has not worked and the Congress party has come down to its lowest ever total, it is going to be taken very seriously, and the role of the advisors will come under scrutiny. On the other hand, we've seen, as far as the old guard is concerned, it brought Congress to power in 2004 and also in 2009. But in 2014, since synergy was an issue, there are serious questions which are being raised. Now, if we look at it in the context of Uttar Pradesh, where 80 members of parliament come from, there is a serious problem in the sense that even before the elections, the Congress MPs were not very happy with the General Secretary in charge, Madhusudan Mistry. And there were a lot of murmurs from the ground that Madhusudan Mistry would be replaced. In fact, there were also reports that Mr. Mistry would often speak in English in places where he was meeting the Congress workers. Now, that was a major worry for the Congress party. In fact, many sitting MPs went and told the office of Rahul Gandhi and also Rahul Gandhi that, if an alliance with Apna Dal is possible. But Apna Dal eventually went to the BJP because the Congress did not act in time. And now, when the results are there, everybody from Apna Dal is also won. And only two, that is the Congress President and the Congress Vice President, were able to get their seats.
No, but Usher, I'll come back to you. Sadanand Dume is also joining me here in the Noida studio. Sadanand, each time the Congress has had a debacle, from the state assembly elections that we saw in December to this massive routing in the Lok Sabha elections, Rahul Gandhi has been tried to be, saved by the Congress party. But don't you think he should resign? Don't you think that's the best option for the Congress party? Or can the Congress party not survive without the Gandhis?
It's a real dilemma, right? During the campaign, Rahul Gandhi would say that Congress is the default software of India. I think it's more accurate to say that the Nehru-Gandhi family is the default software of the Congress party. Unfortunately, this default software seems to be outdated. It seems to have been overtaken by new kinds of software, new kinds of technology. people who are, their politics no longer works. But it's a crisis because really it is the only thing that they know. So you can understand the depths of their dilemma, because on the one hand, to put it mildly, Rahul Gandhi isn't exactly setting the nation on fire. On the other hand, what else? Who else? Where else? Where do they go? And frankly, if they do turn to his sister, which seems to be something favored by some of them, at least for the educated classes of India, it'll look even more pathetic and even sadder.
But does the Congress party realize that? Javed Ansari is joining us on the phone line. Javed, the very fact that these rumors are coming out that they might want to, tender their resignation, almost seems like they're within the Congress party, they're building this entire consensus that all the party members come together and say, no, you mustn't resign.
Look, this is the logical thing to do. They owned up responsibility yesterday. Both Mr. Sonia Gandhi, the Congress President, and Vice President Rahul Gandhi came forward before the media and said that as leaders, as the President and Vice President, we accept responsibility. Now, that was not the forum where they could have said that they're going to resign. The CWC is the apex decision-making body of the Congress party, and that's where they will, if they have to resign, that's where the offer has to be made. It can't be made at a press conference.
But what are your Congress sources saying, Javed? Is this going to be accepted?
Now that remains to be seen. I doubt very much if the Congress if it will be accepted, because the way the Congress party is structured, there cannot be. I can't see a Congress party functioning without one of the Gandhis as the leader, right?
But, so is this...
while this may sound a bit politically incorrect at the moment, this is the way things are, and therefore, their resignation. I'm not so sure if this is going to be accepted, Maru.
Well, that's a sad reality for a party if it's hinging on one family. But Javed, having said that, yesterday Shiv was reporting from outside the Congress headquarters, and he said that one of the posters there said, Priyanka ko lao, Congress ko bachao, that bring in Priyanka and save the Congress party. Is that plan B for the Gandhi family? Because again, a Gandhi comes in and perhaps might be able to do better than what Rahul has done.
That's not the plan B at the moment for the Gandhi family. There is this sentiment in the Congress, and many people have believed from the very outset, long before Rahul Gandhi even entered politics, that if one of the children have to come in, it's Priyanka who should, because she's more communicative, she's more people's person, she's a lot more charismatic. But right in the aftermath of a debacle where the blame is being pinned on, say, Rahul Gandhi, should the sister come and replace him, I'm not so sure if that is the option that the Congress will exercise at this moment of time.
But the responsibility needs to come from the top, and perhaps this would be the best thing that could happen to the Congress party. Of course, the CWC needs to decide that.